Once again, for days, the headlines scream, IDF killed dozens of Gazans waiting for food in Gaza. CNN runs with it. BBC pumps it out. Reuters repeats it. New York Times features it. And the world reacts in horror, and Jews get attacked in the streets and screamed at. But here's the problem. It didn't happen. None of those headline news happened. Massacres are happening across the globe, but the world stayed silent. Christians are being slaughtered by jihadi Muslims across Africa. Kurds, Jews, and Christians are being brutalized and murdered every day in the streets of Syria under the latest jihadist forces that took over that country. But the media shrugs. Silence. No outrage. No headlines. Why? Because it's not about the Jews. It's not about bashing Israel. No Jews, no news. That's the unspoken rule in the media today. But if there's even a rumor spread by Hamas itself, no matter how false, no matter how many lies, that Israel or the IDF did something wrong, instant global coverage, front page headlines, outrage from the United Nations, protests in Western cities, and Jews getting attacked in streets around the world and on college campuses. That's not journalism. That's Jew hatred, inciting violence against Jews anywhere with a press pass, literally. The global media machine, in lockstep with Hamas propaganda, is once again accusing Israel, the Jewish state of Israel, of crimes we did not commit. And this time, the lies center around the new United States-run aid distribution zones in Gaza, managed by the Gaza Humanitarian Fund, or the GHF. According to Hamas, the IDF is gunning down innocent Gazans lined up for flour and canned goods at these aid distribution sites. But eyewitnesses and video footage tell a completely different story, that they don't happen. British Colonel Richard Kemp, a friend, who has been visiting the GHF distribution sites in Gaza himself, he made it clear on camera, no shootings have taken place at those sites. IDF did nothing. Just listen.
I'm Richard Kemp here at one of the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation's distribution centres inside Gaza. You will have heard a lot of propaganda about violent attacks in and around the GHF sites here. It's all lies generated by Hamas in order to discredit the GHF. The Hamas hate the GHF because the GHF delivers aid directly into the hands of the Gazan people without being seized by Hamas and sold at a profit. Very many of the people behind me here have told me it's the first time they've ever received free aid. So don't believe the propaganda that's been churned out by Hamas and amplified by too much of the international and national media.
So let that sink in. A decorated officer from Britain with no Israeli agenda, standing at the scenes, debunking the claims outright. He's calling out the lies for what they are. A blood libel against the Jewish state of Israel and the IDF. And then there's this video from the head of the GHF itself. He exposes the real story.
All these people have sent billions and billions of dollars to aid to the Gaza Strip to help people. And almost the moment the aid gets in the Gaza Strip, it's immediately stolen by Hamas. And then Hamas taxes it. They maximize their profit on the aid. They resell this aid that's coming free from the United Nations and the World Food Program and all these other organizations to the people of Gaza. And they have used this aid not only to prolong all kinds of conflicts, and not only within the Gaza Strip, but this tactic of aid diversion, while the UN and all these other organizations hide their eyes, has been used to prolong all kinds of conflicts, but it has prolonged this war.
Listen, before the US-backed GHF was established, Hamas took control of UNRWA aid deliveries. It's actually still taking place today. Steals the food, sells it to the Gazan civilians. They then turn starvation into a business model. They make money off of it. It's free. And suddenly now aid is flowing through protected channels that the Hamas doesn't control. So Hamas and its international PR team are crying about humanitarian abuses against Israel. They're the ones doing the abuse and taking advantage of their own civilians. To make it even clearer, we have the White House spokesperson officially calling out the media. Listen to this.
To both of you, yeah, go ahead and then back.
Yeah, thank you. There are now reports that Israeli forces are firing on Palestinians trying to get aid from the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Up to 20 people, according to the Red Cross, have arrived to the hospital that they've set up with gunshot wounds, have died from them. Is this administration aware of these? And I mean, what is being done to address this situation?
The administration is aware of those reports, and we are currently looking into the veracity of them because, unfortunately, unlike some in the media, we don't take the word of Hamas with total truth. We like to look into it when they speak. Unlike the BBC, who had multiple headlines, they wrote, Israeli tank kills 26, Israeli tank kills 21, Israeli gunfire kills 31, Red Cross says 21 people were killed in an aid incident, and then, oh wait, they had to correct and take down their entire story, saying we reviewed the footage and couldn't find any evidence of anything. Oh. Okay, so we're going to look into reports before we confirm them from this podium or before we take action, and I suggest that journalists who actually care about truth do the same to reduce the amount of misinformation that's going around the globe.
Yep, she specifically named the BBC for pushing false headlines about these so-called massacres with tanks, highlighting that there is no credible evidence that the IDF opened fire on any GHF food line. So ask yourself, why does this narrative continue to dominate headlines day after day, leading Jews to be attacked everywhere? Because when it comes to Israel and the Jews, the global media doesn't care about truth. They let Hamas take advantage, use their people as human shields. They are excited to spread blood-stained, emotional, anti-Israel storylines that endanger Jews everywhere in the world. And if the facts get in the way, it's Hamas stealing it from the United Nations, selling it for money when it's supposed to be free, they ignore the facts. They won't show you Colonel Kemp. World media won't show you the GHF director's video explaining the situation. They won't quote the White House spokesperson. They'll quote Hamas. That's not journalism. That's Jew-hating propaganda by all the major media. It's a coordinated war against the truth, against the Jews, with the media happily being an accomplice with Hamas. And here's the reality the media refuses to show you. It's the IDF, it's the Jewish state of Israel that's protecting the aid convoys in Gaza. Our brave, holy IDF soldiers are risking their lives to make sure food reaches the Gazans. Even as many of those same Gazans took part in the massacre of October 7th, celebrated the October 7th massacre, lined the streets of Gaza cheering as our hostages were dragged through the Gaza streets, and refused to lift a finger even for the $5 million reward Israel offered for information for any Gazan about any of our hostages. Not one Gazan came forward to help and receive that reward. That's even worse than the Germans. This is how upside down our world has become. Israel shows morality, and we get demonized by the world and the world media. Hamas commits atrocities, and they get sympathy, also by the media. Truth is treason in a world built on lies. This war is not just on the physical battlefield. It's a war of narratives, a war of perception, a war for the soul of the Jewish people and for the moral standing of the only democracy in the Middle East. And it's a war for people's heart and minds around the world to stick with truth and not be blinded by the lies. To those still falling for the lies, wake up. To journalists repeating Hamas talking points, you are complicit. To Jews everywhere who stay silent, now is not the time. These lies are literally endangering all of our lives because the media. You can't remain silent. We must confront these blood libels head on with truth, with pride, and with the unwavering conviction that the Jewish people is strong, moral, and here in our ancestral homeland as sovereign to stay forever. Because this isn't just about Israel. It's about the world's willingness to believe that the Jew with a gun defending himself is somehow the criminal. This is a lie as old as our exile. And we all have to make sure that it ends now. And they're not going to stop lying. But it has to end that Jews believe these lies and stop being silent in front of our friends and family who spew them. Stand up for the truth and justice for our cause. It's not just us in Israel. It's you. It's your family, it's children, it's grandchildren, it's Jewish neighbors, it's on the streets, it's in your universities. Do not be silent against these blood libels. Do not let people around you believe them. Please share this video with everyone you know. Am Yisrael Chai. If you are not yet a subscriber to our daily, belief-based, inspiring, politically incorrect, truthful videos about Israel, the Jewish people, and the freedom-loving world, What are you waiting for? Go to pulsevisual.com and click to subscribe today. And yes, we are a donor-based operation. We need your donations for support in order to make these videos and get our videos seen and do all the work we do. So every once in a while, whether a large donation or a small donation, just go to pulsevisual.com and click on the donate button. Shalom, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Pulse of Israel, frontline videos from the Holy Land. Support our work by donating today.